What is going on YouTube? So today I am here to talk about the GH60 mechanical keyboard, and you do build this keyboard yourself. So when you build it you can do whatever you want. I went with Gator 1 brown switches, which is a Cherry MX clone. I had some white keycaps and I put on some different WASD keycaps from my K70, and I've had a solid walnut case, as you can see. I put in soft white LEDs. I think for what I built, I really like it. And like I said, saying that you build it yourself, you can build it to your own preference. You can build keyboards a lot cheaper than what mine cost me. The case was fairly expensive, and you can build them more expensive. So the price range also varies on your own. There is a few reasons why you would want to build one of these keyboards. And the first one is, obviously, you build it yourself. It's a really fun project to do. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't take a lot of skill. You do have to do some soldering, but I use wall iron, which you can get them for like $20, so you don't really need anything expensive. The second reason is these are programmable, which is a unique thing. Granted, what you can program them to do, you can probably buy a full-size keyboard, and for most people that would be just fine, but there are a few neat programs you can do. You can get everything a full-size has, and you can have a lot of keys. So you can have up to 9 layers. I only have 3 layers. My first layer is just like your keys that you don't have in the full size, like your function keys, like scroll lock, pause break, home, page down, page up. And then I also added in a volume buttons because my K70 had a wheel for volume, and so I added volume, and that's the N and M keys. And I've also added brightness for a screen, which I don't really use. And the only other thing I added, and I'll show you this that way you can see my second layer. If I push my function key, I can turn off the LEDs and turn them on, which ironically does not actually turn them off. It just dims them down quite a bit. And then if I also press the Alt key, I can change the settings. So I can have them dimmed, I can have them high, or I could have them to blink. Which, there we go. And you can also change your layout. Like for example, on a normal keyboard, it's gonna go Alt, Windows key, menu, then Control. And I did it menu and Alt key backwards. Just personal preference. I programmed my keys in a very specific order, and the reason why is you can kind of see here. You see, like I have my volume, I have my lights. Up there I got F9 through F12, and so my keys have the second layers on them. So I programmed it that way, but you can literally program it however you want and program any key you want. It's kinda pretty cool. I didn't have any troubles building my keyboard. I would recommend you test them first. I'm not going to tell you how to build the keyboards. There's tutorials on that. I'm just kind of talking about the keyboard because there's not a lot of information on them. The only issue I had is one of my LEDs did not work, which was the caps lock. I was able to go over to the tab. On screen it doesn't look like they're lit up, but they are. They're just at half power. I'll send you guys over to my software and kind of show you my layout. The second reason why I would recommend the GH60 is because they are programmable. This is an app called Easy AVR. It makes it beyond simple to program. This is your default layout for your keyboard. Every keyboard is a little different, and also you can change these around. Like for example, my Windows button and my function button. I switched those around, that's not default. You can use your function button to create another set of keys like you can see here. I have added the tilde key, a lot of other function keys, the arrow keys, I've added macro keys. See, your macros are down here. And I just put good luck, have fun, 'cause I say that a lot in video games. You have basically whatever you want here. You know, it's like a second keyboard. I would recommend putting your not so common keys here, but you know, you can do it as you want. And if you go with a GH60, or any other keyboard, there are different layers that you can create. This software you can go up to layer 9. That does not mean your keyboard supports layer 9, so you better know how many layers you can actually build. You can do any key you want in any other layer. And then as for LEDs, they're a little more complicated. EasyAVR will not do the LEDs for you. The same website that you get EasyAVR from, they have a blog post and you can easily do LEDs. Probably took me an hour to do. That was because I was trying to figure all of this out at once, not just doing one part or another. Programmable keyboards, the sky is the limit, and I think it is an amazing experience to have. Obviously, it's not mandatory. You could buy a full-size keyboard, get mainly all these buttons. Not that amazing. It's still a pretty fun thing to play around with, and if you are a software programmer, something like this might be of huge benefit to you. Especially buying like a higher end Philco keyboard where you can have longer macros. It's just personal taste, that's all these keyboards are. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, still give it a thumbs up. And hopefully this clarified a little more about building your own keyboard. There is not a lot of information out there.